Well, it's not my usual Sunday, but let's see what happens. There's only quite a few lives going, so people may be busy elsewhere. Had one in and out already. I got one more back in again. And they're gone. This is going back to what used to happen. I would get 5 different people would come in and leave and never say a word. There's number 3. Hey, Marie, how are you this evening? Well, let's see, take that back. This morning for you. Yeah, you were here at my last one, I think. That's only been going on 2 weeks. I just don't spend as much time with YouTube and whatnot like I used to. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of different stuff. I mean, some of them, the TV movie type videos. Yeah, kitties are still eating me out of house and home. I've got 27 of them right now. One of my younger cats there, Gray, she had 4 kittens 2 weeks ago yesterday. So they're just now getting their eyes open, but they're not out running around yet. Can't hardly talk tonight. Well, Kent told me to send a bunch of them to you, Maureen. He said you wanted a dozen of them at least. Think of all the fun you could have if you had a dozen kittens. 2 big ones. My big males that I used to have disappeared on me. I've only got 2 bigger males now, but they're not as big as what my old ones were. But I've got a bunch of little ones. What, both of his are females? need to see about getting mine fixed so they can't have more. But that's just expensive to, get them all done. Trying to see if I can find a place that'll do them cheaper than what the vet charges. So when you coming over here? I thought you would have been here by now. See, you need to come now while it's still warm here. That way you get used to the cold weather as it gets colder for winter. Don't show up in the middle of the winter and you'll freeze. I don't remember who it was I used to talk to a long time ago. That when she came over from the Philippines, she got here in the middle of the winter and got off the airport up in, I think, Chicago. And it was cold. It just happened to be that the guy she was coming to see, his mother brought her a coat to the airport. And I think it was below zero when she got here. But now I can't remember who that was. There's another Filipino that lives here in Florida, and her husband made a trip back to the Philippines before COVID, and they left here, and it was like Philippine weather, so they didn't take coats with them, but their first part of their flight was up towards Chicago or somewhere in that direction before they went on to the Philippines. So they got up there without coats, and it was cold. Yeah, I can't think what his channel name is now. I used to talk to him all the time, if it's who I think it is. Him and his wife have channel names that are almost the same. I haven't heard from either one of them in a long time. But it's just kind of gotten that all the group that we used to have that always joined in the chats and stuff, they're just not on like they used to be. Yeah, there's a lot of Filipinos and Filipinos both over here. When my dad was still alive, he had to go to dialysis 3 times a week. And the dialysis center he used to go to had 2 Filipinas and 1 Filipino that worked in there. When I used to do a lot of roofing, putting the metal roofs on houses and stuff, the place that I used to buy my steel roofing from for the roofs, the girl that ran the warehouse was a Filipina. I want to go back, but having my cats, I can't travel. I have no way to watch them. I've got too many right now for somebody to easily take care of them. when I went before, I only had a few, and my mom used to go over and take care of them for me. She'd go over every morning and every evening, to feed the cats and let the dogs out and stuff like that. Well, I don't have any dogs anymore. Hey, Bruce. So I don't have to worry about that, but it's just, I've got one cat in the house and the rest of them are all outside. It's just a job to take care of them all the time. Is Ken home from work yet? I kind of lose track of what time around 9 o'clock he should be home. I kind of lose track of what time he gets off work and goes home. And I don't very often hear from Mike anymore like I used to. Him and I used to talk on Skype all the time. But since he's been busy with him and Rena building that house, I don't get to talk to him as much. You ever hear anything from Samira? I haven't seen her on lately. For a while there, she was doing videos all the time there about the Korean language. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. They all count the same. Yeah, she was talking in a video here. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I see she did the video recently. They're about building a house in the province. I don't know if she ever got her house there in town paid for or not. She was still making payments on it. And then she was talking before there about if she left the country that she would rent her house. Yeah, I know she's married. I've seen pictures of her and her husband. Yeah, it makes it harder when you get attached to an animal like that and then you lose them. And if the kitten's very young, it's hard to take care of them. I've lost a bunch of them over time. Really? Do you know what from? Yeah, Bruce, I did a live almost 2 weeks ago. That's the first one I've done, I think, in a year. I used to be on once, at least once, sometimes twice a week there, every week, and I just got away from it. Maureen, do you know why your puppies died? One of my neighbors there had a bunch of puppies that a lot of them died recently, but I had heard that they had parvo. Well, don't have wild ones. Get a tame one, take care of it. That's the way mine are. I mean, I go out there and play with them. They sit in my lap and whatnot. I've only got one in the house. That's Fluffy, but a lot of nights she comes in and crawls up on the bed and sleeps with me. Or if I'm sitting here in the recliner like this, she'll be laying there on my feet, as where I've got the chair tip back. Yeah, it's kind of hard to make a pet out of a spider. Well, if you had cats, you wouldn't have rats. They would take care of them for you. See, that's one of the things that I don't have any problems with, is rats or mice anywhere in my yard or anything. But I also have to kind of watch my cats, or they're after the squirrels and the birds too, and I try to keep them from getting those. They've ate most of my lizards, and I'd rather have the lizards around because the lizards eat bugs. And if you don't have rats or mice around, it's not as likely that you'll have snakes around either, because they're going to go where the food's at. Yeah, we have a couple different types of lizards here. A lot of people call them geckos from the um, TV commercial. I never know how to pronounce your name. I guess I have to call you 1719. Anyways, glad to see you stop in. But we have a couple different small ones. One they call a chameleon because it's green most of the time, but it'll change the from green to brown or whatever depending on where it's at. It matches its background. Selexia. But they're more of a tree lizard. Then we've had some other lizards that have moved up from South Florida that have kind of pushed the chameleons up in the trees because the others are a ground lizard. And we have some that are kind of blue and shiny looking that people call slinks. Selexia. Yeah, I've probably called you that. I always hate to mispronounce people's names, and sometimes some of the Filipino names or names people just make up for YouTube are hard to pronounce if you're not used to them. Shows I have 5 people here, but I've only got 3 talking. No, it dropped to 3. Must be I scared them other 2. Yeah, Maureen, what you were asking there before, I've got multiple people in the Philippines that have asked me to come over. I've got several in China that have asked me to come there. I've got one in Japan that wants me to come there. I just can't do any traveling because of my kitties. Some of them in China and the one in Japan keep talking about, well, maybe they'll come here instead. But right now, flights are so expensive too. Yeah, but who's going to watch the kitties for me, Maureen? You going to come babysit? Kitty sit? I mean, when I was in the Philippines, my trips before, I enjoyed being over there, but it's just not being able to travel right now. When I was still on the road hauling cars, I had to have my last cat put to sleep back then. It's when Shadow used to ride in the truck with me, and I had to have him put to sleep. I said then that I wasn't going to have any more animals because they tied me down. And now you see where I'm at again. I got more now than I had before. Maureen, I'll come to the Philippines so I can travel around over there. I'll have FedEx bring all my kitties to your house. You can watch them while I'm traveling. I have neighbors, but I hate to ask people like to do stuff like that. I mean, they have stuff to do of their own, and for me to take off for a couple weeks and somebody's got to be over here, multiple times a day, every day, this makes it hard for them. FedEx delivery for Marine, 27 cats. Yeah, but think of all the fun you would have playing with them. You'd never get bored because you'd have enough of them. You could keep switching from kitty to kitty and still play with something different all the time. And with it being hot right now, they don't do a whole lot during the day. They lay around out there in the shady spot somewhere and sleep. Then they want to get up and play at night. I have a motion light out in my carport, and I see it going on and off all night long. And it's just where they're out there running around. Yeah, I know. I've seen a couple other people mention that too. I don't remember how many it is right now, but every once in a while on some of the other live streams, I'll turn around and tell them how many shopping days left till Christmas. I got a couple of them this past week or so to sing jingle bells and stuff. on their live streams. So, what are you going to get me for Christmas, Maureen? That's something I don't even do anything for anymore is Christmas. Living alone, I don't put up decorations or Christmas tree or anything. Same thing with any of the other holidays. I don't even celebrate any of them anymore. They're kind of just another day to me. All right, Maureen, we'll catch you later. I may go ahead and end the short one. I said it was just going to be a short one. Only been 32 minutes, but there was a lot of other lives going when I started this, and I said it was going to be short. So I think I'll go ahead and end it then, and thank you for those of you that did stop in. And I will catch you on the next one, maybe. Y'all have a good day.